So I got this trailer sent to me today called The Dwelling. And I've actually been following this one for like the last month on a couple of sites that I go to that give like pre-releases and you know, upcoming video on demand, horror movie releases and stuff like that. And I saw the poster for this movie called The Dwelling. And I thought, okay, this looks pretty cool. I haven't seen this one before or even really heard of it. So anyways, I got it sent to me today again, right? Because it comes out, I think, on the 26th, which is in a couple of days. And I watched the trailer, and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this movie. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So I just want to put some confusion to rest here because I was confused when I got this trailer sent to me because I've actually been looking for this movie, not looking for it, but following it for the last, I don't know, couple of weeks maybe, on these sites that I go to see what's coming out that's new, right? So I saw the poster for this and I didn't recognize it, and the title, The Dwelling, I didn't recognize it either. But I don't normally watch trailers too much anymore. I do have a couple trailer reviews coming up because I did get a couple kick-ass trailers sent to me that I want to talk about before the movie comes out. But that aside, just going by the poster, I didn't recognize this movie. So anyways, I got it today. I thought, fuck it, you know what, I'm going to watch this one because I've seen it, like the poster for it, saw it on the website, comes out in a couple of days, and now I got people sending it to me. So I watched the trailer and I was like, wait a minute, I've seen this fucking movie before. So I did some research on it, and the original title for this was called Bed of the Dead. And then lo and behold, I've seen this movie. I got the pleasure to go to the Landmark Cinema back in 2016. I got invited to go to the Forest City Film Festival and watch it at the Landmark Cinema. And I just very quickly, if you haven't been to the Landmark, or sorry, not the Landmark Cinema, my apologies, the Highland Cinema. If you haven't been to the Highland Cinema yet, it is one of the last old school theaters in Ontario. I think there's one, I think the Rickshaw Theatre in Hamilton is still kicking around, and then there's a couple in Toronto that are still kicking, but really the Highland is where it's at, man. It's like Vic, who's a projectionist there, has these retro nights that he does on Fridays. He still shows film. It's just killer, man. So if you do get a chance, if you don't live in London and you're visiting, and you get a chance to go see a movie at the Highland Cinema, do yourself a favor and don't hesitate because it really is a kick-ass theater. But anyways, that plug aside, 3 years ago, I got to watch this movie. And I thought it was pretty fucking good. It was filmed in Hamilton, which is literally like an hour away from where I live in London. And, you know, there was four of us. There's me, Axemaster, Dr. Anton Mysterio, who you remember from our shows called Let's Talk Horror, which we are going to bring back eventually, but just not yet. And then his wife. And I think we all enjoyed this movie. Again, it's not a big budget movie. And you know what I mean? Like, there's some things that they tried to do that really didn't work in this movie because of the budget. But I mean, I got to give them props. It's pretty gory. There's like lots of blood when there needs to be blood. The acting is okay, and the story's pretty cool. It's not original, but it's pretty cool. And basically, just very quickly, the synopsis is 4 20-somethings find themselves stuck in a haunted antique bed. When leaving, or when they try to leave the bed, they die because it's cursed, okay? So, I mean, they don't know this going into it. So what it is the four of them get together and they want to have a foursome, right? So they go to, I think it's a brothel of some sort. Anyways, they pay to go in, they get on this bed, and then they realize they can't fucking get off it or they're going to fucking die, right? Because the bed's cursed. And the one thing I did like about this movie was the flashback scenes, because they show, I don't know what era the bed was constructed, but it was like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago, right? And it actually looked like that. They used different filming techniques and different grains, and for the most part, for a low-budget film, they pulled it off. But it was great to see the history of where this bed came from the actual tree that it was made from. You know, I thought they did a great job. And I don't know, man, like, it's been a while since I've seen this movie, so I don't remember everything about it, but I remember leaving the theater and not hating it. And I thought it was, you know, it was just low budget goodness. And it's coming out on the 26th, so, and it's a local movie, so I mean, I gotta give it props, do you know what I mean? So, but it was funny because, like I said, I've been following this movie for like the last couple of weeks, not really investigating it too much, but you know, the poster pops up or the name, and I'm getting ready for this to come out so I can watch it, do you know what I mean? And you know what? Now that I remember, I think maybe like even a year ago, I talked to these guys online about their movie because I was asking them when this Bed of the Dead was actually going to get released. You know what I mean? So, and I don't remember, I talked to so many people, and I apologize if you guys are watching this and I never got back to you. I just get overwhelmed sometimes with the you know, how many people are messaging me and wanting to watch their movies. And it's just, again, I'm only one man. I do all the recording, I do the editing, I do everything. I take the phone calls, everything. So if I did forget to review your movie, I'm reviewing it now and I'm giving it a good review. So I kind of feel a little bit like a dumbass, but anyways, hey, what do you know? I'm rambling again. But anyways, I did enjoy this movie when I did see it. And when it does come out in a couple of days, I am going to watch it again. And I mean, I would recommend this movie. Now, I went on IMDb, and again, you can't trust those guys, but 4.6. I remember seeing this in the theater, and I would probably give it like a 6.5. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's a low budget. The acting is a little sketchy in some parts, but for the most part, it's pretty fucking good. You know what I mean? And they use a lot of blood when they need to. I mean, again, the story's not really original, but it is a good fucking story, and it's got a killer ending. It's got one of those kind of twisty surprise endings. So I don't want to fucking give spoilers. We just talked about the first act, which is the four guys, or the four kids, 2 women and 2 men, on this bed, and then they realize they can't leave. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm probably going to well, I'm not probably. I am going to rewatch this and probably give it like a better review. But I just wanted to clear up the title. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are going to think this is a new movie, and it's not. It's 3 years old, but anyways, I did enjoy this flick when I saw it in the theater, and I will be rewatching it when it gets released on the 26th. So the other thing too, quickly, if you stuck around to the end of this fucking all over the place, vague, horrible review, too, I've had a lot, not just a lot, but a ton of people asking me if I can do retro horror movie reviews. And I just wanted to say, yes, I will. I mean, my favorite movies are retro, like older horror movies from like the 70s and 80s and even the 90s. Do you know what I mean? So yes, I will. I just, you know, for the longest time I thought, well, maybe I'll just pass on those because, you know, a lot of other channels have already done them and blah, blah, blah. And I just want to focus on the new stuff, which I still will. I'm not going to ease up on that because there's so much good stuff up. But maybe 2 or 3 times a month, I'll do a retro review just of the classics or my favorite horror movies and go a little bit, you know, since we've all seen them really. Anyways, there might be a few surprises that you haven't seen, but for the most part, it'll just be talking about like the classics and the movies that I really enjoyed as a kid. So yeah, maybe I'll do a couple of those a month, maybe 2 or 3, and kind of dive a little deeper into them and be a little more in-depth than I am with these newer movies that I talk about. Because the new movie reviews, you have to kind of keep vague, because I don't want to fucking sit here and ruin it for you guys. So, and honestly, I don't think I can get any more vaguer than I just did with this movie, The Dwelling or Bed of the Dead. So, but yeah, no, I love talking about these movies, and if you guys want me to talk retro, I can fucking easily do that, no problem, because I love older horror movies. I mean, video on demand and old classics is the way it is, man. Like that's how it is at the Happywax estate here. We love our fucking classics. So anyways, guys, that is going to happen. Also, too, in a couple days, this movie drops called The Dwelling, but originally called Bed of the Dead. I'm going to give it a 6.5. It's been 3 years since I've watched it, but I do remember that I did like this film when I left the theater. So anyways, check it out when it comes out. Let me know what you think of it. And as always, guys, stay scared.